Hi everybody, welcome to Fish Jones Beach here. It's Jerry, and today I had a few people ask me about casting tackle, which I nominally use, and it can be used in any condition, even the most extreme. And they asked me, how do you cast? They talk about bigger conventionals and the Ambassador style reel, which I'm going to show you today. And there's just a couple of things to look at. We're going to get into them and take a few casts. I'll talk about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, what I would throw and how I'm throwing it. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a little bit of a better idea of the magic of these here casting reels. So let's get this in and we'll talk about it. Now the first thing is, of course, when you're hitting a head-on wind, you want to throw something that's going to punch, and it's no different when you're using casting tackle. In this situation, I would use definitely heavier 2 to 4 ounce lures, anything that you would use with standard spinning tackle to get into the wind. Those are going to be your big bottle darters, your bucktails, your diamond jigs, basically anything that will give you that punch that you're normally used to using. But I'm just showing you right now. I would use a bottle darter to start, and you can see this cast well. Now, real quick, again, a rundown. All your basic lures, you're going to cover the entire water strata. That's all we're doing here. You want something that's going to cut and do that for you. So basically what you got here is top, middle, and your bottom. And of course your popper, it's a subsurface, so I can work that low. That's why I like that. Your bottle darter is going to get you down, 3-4 feet if you need it, 2, whatever, on the conditions. And of course your bucktails and your diamond jigs. There's plenty of other things to throw. The limits are only your imagination, but this is just my routine. And this is what, I'll start off with. I got a bunch of other junk to throw, but let me get into the reel now. Now, the Ambassador, most casting reels have a manual adjuster. The way I like to set mine is you hit the free spool and you get a little bit of play back and forth. Now, I keep mine open. If you're just starting up and you feel insecure and you need some backlash control, the first thing you want to do is set your adjuster. Now, you don't want to overbearingly tighten it down. What you want is just a little bit of, you start, you just bring it down so you have a little bit of drag. Now, theoretically, if you can, I'll turn around here, it's way too windy, my lure is flying. But they say from your rod tip, just that backlash control. If you're new to this, you should hit your free spool from 10 inches or so above the tip. Your lure should drop, hit the floor, and you shouldn't backlash. So then you go up a little. That wasn't too bad. It's a bit tight for me. But in this weather, I don't think you'll lose any distance. So you bring it a little tighter. Again. Okay, that's too loose. Too tight. Now you loosen. And you bring it down again. Now it's too loose. All right. You bring it up. Again, about 10 or so inches. And you shouldn't backlash. One more time. This is why I don't... Oh, I used my thumb. I'm so used to it. Just a tad more. And I think that's about right. Let's see. Well, we're backlashing, but I don't think we will in the water. I know I won't. Okay. A little more. All right, that's about it. I think we got it. So that's how you generally set your reel so you don't backlash. And now you can cast and punch in the wind, and I'm not saying you won't backlash, but it will reduce your chances. Again, I keep mine open. I use my thumb. I like, they call a 64th tolerance, just so I can barely hear that tap back and forth, so I know it's open. And that's how you set your reel to cast in these kind of winds. As far as the line goes, I like braid. I like my braid. I like to use 40-pound test here in the Northeast. Just what I like. I don't like the lighter lines, because your line takes a big beating coming out of this line guide, back and forth and back and forth. I'm real noise with that. So I prefer the 40 over the 30. You're not going to get a big of a cast, but you are going to get a very good cast. And you can see today again, you have no problem in this kind of wind. As far as the form of the actual cast, your motion, there's all kinds of fancy stuff you can do. Do what you feel comfortable with. Do what gets you those yards you need. I change my form all the time, by the minute, on the day. But what's very important, what you do need to remember when casting in these kind of winds is, I get a lot of people to ask me, how do you know you're about to backlash? And then, well, basically you can sense it. With practice, you'll develop an educated thumb. And with that thumb, what I like to, it's more important the placement of your thumb than the form of your cast is what I'm saying. I like to keep my thumb just barely above touching the spool. As a matter of fact, I don't want to be touching that spool. The only time you should be touching that spool is when your lure hits the water. But that's not true in all cases, just like this one now. But I keep it above. When you feel the line will start to ball up, when that lure, when your spool is traveling faster than your lure, that's when you backlash. That's when your line is going to kind of raise above the spool, and you're going to feel that with your thumb. So in essence, just barely keep your thumb above that line. Of course, you hold it before you release. Even your release, you don't want to bear down on that spool, but you want enough thumb so you feel that line peel up. And actually, your thumb in the air will lay that line back where it belongs. Now, you don't have to put big muscle in your cast. I'll show you. Just a little light flick, as such. And I'm hitting, you know, I'm well out there. That's as plenty far as I need. I can easily hit 100 yards with the right stuff in these conditions. But you don't have to muscle your lure out. One last thing I'd like to show you that will help your cast is, with these here reels, is you just unscrew these 3 screws. And they're easily serviceable. And this, if you're finding it difficult to cast, one last thing you can do, and I prefer this over the adjusters. If I'm throwing light stuff in heavy winds, well, I would moderate winds. Your best approach, your reel comes equipped with essentially air brakes. You can see them there. This one has 6 pins. And these you can pull, I keep 2 in just in case, and you can pull these out. These are set in, but you can pull these out. And that centrifugal force will actually slow your spool down in flight, giving you an easy cast. You can see this is a 6 pin. I keep 2 in, they are pushed down though, but you can set them out. And that will help that'll help you slow down your cast and give you less chance of backlash. Again, I keep mine in, but if you're just starting out, could keep all 6 brakes out. That's another thing you can do. As a recap, now, remember, adjust your lures to the day you're fishing and the winds that you're approaching. Big, heavy surf, rough days, I'm throwing bigger, heavier lures. It's just the same thing you would do with nominal spinning tackle. If you're not comfortable with casting, there's 2 things you can do. You can adjust your adjuster as I've shown, so you will avoid backlash. You can also adjust your air brakes. It's a little more subtle adjustment. probably best on less windy days. As far as your cast, your form, check on the internet. There's plenty of fancy stuff you can do. Me, I like to just kind of flick my lure out and just ride the wind, whatever it is that day. And finally, the most important thing when it comes to casting is your thumb. You want to educate your thumb. You want to just, with practice, you'll learn how that line's going to feel before it starts to play down in the wind. You want to educate your thumb. And in no time, you'll be casting far better than you could imagine. And me too. So get out there, fish. Thanks for watching. And remember, fish your way, and we'll see you next time. I give it a little more thumb in these wind for sure. Definitely, 100%. You don't want to let that spool run out of control. The wind is throwing that lure back at you, remember. So, educate your thumb and your mind. Again, the most important thing in this whole video is educating your thumb and your mind. The wind's going to be throwing that lure back at you, so today I give it a little more thumb. If I have the wind behind me, I'm going to give it no thumb until it hits the water. So that's the most important thing. You should come out of here. Pick your cast, pick your lures, and educate your thumb and your mind and make the most of your day. Thanks again for watching.